Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have with us Michelle and Tom Gendron. I actually did not ask how to pronounce your guys' last name, so I hope I got that one right. Michelle and Tom.
We'll go with Gendron.
Gendron. Sorry, I should have asked before we got on the show.
No worries.
Michelle and Tom and their four boys, ages 5, 4, 2, and 3 months. Whew. Chose to embark on a new adventure in life. They sold their 2,000 square foot forever home in Folsom, California, and are now house hacking a 900 square foot triplex in Sacramento, California. I hope 900 square feet per unit, because that'd be a pretty small triplex there. With the ultimate goal of being able to design their life the way they want to live without the burden of finances or not having enough time for things that matter the most to them. They're here to debunk the myth that once you have kids, you no longer can house hack. I love that little line right there. Once you have kids, you can no longer house hack, because there are no excuses here. So Michelle, Tom, thank you guys very much for hopping on the show. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having us.
Good, thanks.
We're excited to be here.
And it's Gendron, not Gendron. Awesome. Well, I told you guys before we got on here, we always start with stories at the Real Estate Investing Club. So why don't you take us back to the beginning? How did you guys get started?
Oh boy. Okay. Well, it started when we wanted to begin investing. We had become debt-free besides our primary mortgage. And I was like, hey, Tom, we should start looking into investing. Why don't you look into the stock market? So it was on his to-do list for quite some time.
I didn't quite get around to doing it.
Because GameStop wasn't around at that point. You didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Totally. So I began to research the stock market, and I was like falling asleep while doing that. And then all of a sudden, one day I ran across some real estate investing information, and I was super pumped about it. It checked all the boxes for us. And so I began diving in, educating, listening to podcasts, reading as many books, websites, networking, as much as we could. This was in January of 2019. In February of 2019, we put in our first offer on a single family home out of state.
Okay.
And then in March, we closed on that deal, and it turned out to be a great deal. Tom, you want to tell him how you were feeling about the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, we were looking to invest, and we had saved some money, and she wanted to buy a house out of state, which sounded ridiculous to me, not having ever seen it or been there. Luckily, Michelle's from the Midwest, so she kind of understands that area, but I don't.
I want to jump in, not to cut into your story here, but I mean, you said out of state, you're in California. Obviously, that's a hard place to invest. So where did you guys actually buy this place?
In Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Indiana. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom, keep going.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I figured I would. I trusted Michelle and her research and her explanation of what she wanted to do, even though I felt like it was really risky to do that. But I felt like we weren't going to get anywhere if we weren't taking risks and trying to make these, what seems like a very risky decision with our money. But ultimately, I consider us fairly young in the investment game and that we have time to recover if we did make some mistakes. So I, really just wanted her to go for it and support her the best I could through that.
So that brings us to May of 2019. We, at that point, closed on a property that turned out to be well, I guess it would be considered a partial burr, but we left 5,000 in the deal, so it was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not going to complain about that. So basically got our feet wet with out-of-state investing in March, and then thought, okay, now let's get our feet wet with burr investing. And then after that, we decided, okay, let's go all in and buy a triplex, sell our forever home, move into the triplex, and start house hacking with our family.
I love it. And I was going to say all of this while having 5 kids, while raising 4 boys, correct?
4 boys. Yeah. I know. It's a lot. And actually, I was pregnant when we decided to do all this and then make the move. And
wow.
Yeah.
You could not add any more. I mean, that had to have been a stressful decision. Like once you guys are going up to that, you have kids coming along the way. This is your first time doing it. I'm sure you were just, it was hard to take that leap for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at that point, Tom got completely on board 100%. And so once we were on the same page, it made things a million times easier and actually really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So bring your partner with you if you can. Just
I've heard I've heard a lot of good stories about couples, coming in and doing partnerships, and it seems like the story is just echoed across all of them that like once both partners are on board, it's always one partner that starts, they got the itch, they're doing the research, and then the other partner gets on board. And once both of you are committed 100%, it's just, the sky's the limit and you just keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's been a ton of challenges through this process, but especially because we're both on board with it, we're able to overcome them a lot easier.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, so I was taking notes. I was looking at your guys' timeline there, and it seems like you made some pretty big moves pretty quickly. I mean, so January, you made your first offer, and you closed in February, and then in March, you got a second one?
In February, we put in the offer. March, we closed, and then in May, we did it again.
Oh, wow. That is so that first one, did you have any rehab, or was it just like you just went right into it and we're like, screw it, we're doing another one right now?
Yeah, there was minor rehab. It was mainly like a turn, inside paint and flooring, and that was about it.
Okay.
But then the second one, the burr, was that one was well, that one was also in Fort Wayne, and so the homes there, are in the Midwest. They're less expensive than on the coasts, and so we purchased the property for $19,500, and we put in $20,000 worth of work, and we knew that up front. And actually, the contractor stuck right to the budget and everything, and we got the appraised value where we were hoping and pulled most of that out, like we mentioned. So
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of want to take this 2 directions. One, I mean, you did this all with your family in tow. And so I'd like to get your perspective. I don't have kids myself, but I know plenty of investors out there are doing it with kids, and they kind of use that as an excuse. And I know it's nice to hear about people who are in your situation. So I want to go that direction. But before we do that, we're talking about out-of-state investing. Why Fort Wayne? That's not something that usually pops up on people's, radars when they look for out of state. They look for Cincinnati. If they're looking Midwest, Cleveland, one of the bigger centers. Why'd you guys stick with Fort Wayne?
Well, that was a big part of my research when I first got into it. I looked at a bunch of different markets in the U.S. and I was looking for population growth, for businesses coming in and not going out, low unemployment rate. And like we had mentioned, I was born and raised in Wisconsin, and I have family in the Midwest still. So I felt really comfortable with that market, and just doing like looking at crime maps and things like that, the crime rate. Fort Wayne is a great place for that, all of that. So
Yeah, the gentrification of the downtown and that city,
yes.
you can just see that it's up and coming.
Yeah.
Very nice. And it sounds like the cost per unit is pretty low, hanging around what, 20, 30,000? Oh no, that was before your rehab, so probably around 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 to 70 probably, depending on the square footage. This was a small house. So yeah.
Yeah, single family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And meanwhile, that same house, down in California is probably worth 500, 600, 800,000.
Location.
Which is a good reason to do out-of-state investing. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I want to get you guys, your parents, 4 boys, that's a lot of energy running around the house. Tell me your perspective on raising a family while starting a business.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my perspective of Michelle has been that, she's very busy and diligent with the kids. And then she doesn't just take a break and start watching a television show or surfing on her phone. Every chance she gets, every moment she has that most people would consider a downtime to sit on the couch or something, she's actually like grabbing her computer, grabbing her phone, making phone calls, organizing things, working on her spreadsheets, analyzing deals, things like that. So I have to hand it to her. The amount of time she spends on this is enormous with the amount of kids we have. And a lot of times I'm taking all 4 of them for a little bit just to give her some space to handle things. So that's a little bit of insight of our daily activities.
Yeah, I can only imagine there is a lot of juggling involved, and prioritization of your time has to be just on point, or else I'm sure your day will start to slip from you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's exactly.
Awesome. So, so you did that in Indiana. You got the burr and the original flip that you guys did, and now you're doing that house, like an actual house hack. You're living in this triplex. It's back in California, or is it in Indiana?
Sacramento.
Okay, it's in Sacramento. Okay.
Yeah.
The sheet says 900 square foot triplex, but it's got to be.
We're in a 900 square foot unit.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then it's like a top down, bottom up duplex in the front, and then in the back is a studio above a garage.
Okay.
So Tom really has been doing a lot of the ad in our value add here. He has been doing an amazing job with is it redwood?
Yeah, redwood siding.
Redwood siding that had quite a bit of drywall. I don't think that it had been painted for 50 years maybe. So there was a lot of scraping and painting, and he's done an amazing job with it. And we also are planning on turning the studio in the back to a 2-bedroom, and it's like an old garage. You like slide it open and closed manually. So we plan on taking that garage out and turning it into bedrooms underneath.
Oh, very nice. So you're going to do a little bit of a restructure including, sounds like there was quite a bit of rehab in the first place to begin with, right?
Yeah, definitely value add here. The interiors of all the units are actually really nice. Yes. There was just like a turn, carpet, flooring, paint, but the exterior is primarily what needed the majority of the work, and the main roof. So we've tackled a lot of that. We still have more to go, but it's given us an opportunity to put our own twist on the property. Yeah, since we're living here, and get the sweat equity in.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Well, we already passed the 15-minute mark, and so I got to push us into the quick question round. For people who are listening, I think I did mention this, that I'm doing construction in the house. So I'm glad. I think we really nailed it, because I haven't heard one drill this entire time. It's fantastic. The electricians must understand what's going on. All right. So we always start out the quick question round with books. I'm a big bookie. You guys are standing in front of a bookcase, so I know you read books. So actually, that's DVDs. Tell me 2 book recommendations, one for general life wisdom and then one for real estate, just in general.
Okay. I really enjoyed reading The Long Distance Real Estate Investing by David Green.
Oh, new
So
one.
that was one of the first that I read. And then the non-real estate related book is The One Thing by Gary Keller. And yeah.
Yep, those are good ones. How about you, Tom?
Real estate related. I read Raising Capital recently, Raising Private Capital, and I'd like to read it again, actually, just to learn more. And my favorite non-real estate book is Extreme Ownership. It was written by a Navy SEAL, Leif Babin.
Jocko, right?
And Jocko. Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
So, yep. Excellent book.
So this is supposed to be a quick question round, but I'm going to make it the long question round. You mentioned raising capital. That's always a big thing on, everybody's mind. Are you guys, the next deal you're doing, are you going to be, are you thinking about syndicating, raising private equity? Like what? It sounds like you're going past your own personal finances now.
We had a goal for 2021 here, and
yes. So we are partnering on a 8-unit apartment building.
Nice.
And so we have one partner for this deal, and so that's some private capital. We've also have a partner who's allowing us to use a HELOC to do deals. So we're trying to get creative and just progress.
Nice. I love it. Well, I'm only good vibes coming from me for that one. An 8-unit. That's a big step up.
Yeah.
All right. We're going back to the quick questions. Now I lost my space. Where was I? There we go. Back to your younger self. So Michelle, Tom, if you guys could go back to the version of yourself who knew nothing about real estate, maybe you just paid off, your house and you were looking into stocks, didn't know anything yet. Go back to that person, look them in the eye, and give them one piece of advice moving forward.
Do a lot of research, read books, listen to podcasts, and really decide where you want to be later in life. Where do you want to be in retirement, or how soon do you want to retire? And allow that to drive your decisions now with what you do with your money.
Right. What is your why? Because it needs to be very strong in order for you to stay on course.
Yep.
Looking ahead. So yes.
That is good advice. And I could definitely echo that. If you don't have a strong enough desire, a strong enough why, you're not going to be able to push through the thousands of obstacles that inevitably will come across your plate in real estate, for sure. All right, and this is a good one for couples. I always ask, we all have strengths, and so we all have something to brag about. Each one of you is good at something specific. So go ahead, flex your muscles a little bit. What are you specifically good at?
I'll talk for Tom because he's got a ton of strengths.
Go ahead. I'll talk to you. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, Tom, he can talk to anybody, and he just has this way about explaining things, and he really cares about people, and he wants to see people succeed. So he will sit there for hours explaining something to somebody until they understand it. And he's got such patience. I am in awe of it every time I see him do that. Yeah.
You must be really good with sellers then.
We have a story about that. Is this the long round?
Yeah, no, let's hear it. Go into that story.
Oh yeah, the story. Yeah. Yeah. When we came to visit this triplex, COVID had just hit. And so we were I was in the van with my children while Michelle was touring the property with the agent. And I noticed somebody sitting in a car outside of the triplex. So I wanted to get the kids outside of the van, let them stretch their legs a little bit. And I walked over to the car, and I had thought it was the owner. So I introduced myself, and she did say she was the owner. And so I just said, thank you for letting us visit your property, and I appreciate it. I'm sorry for the inconvenience of having to come out and sit in your car and everything. But anyways, we struck up a conversation, and we really hit it off. So that probably helped on this acquisition. Yeah,
for sure. Anytime you make a connection with somebody, that always helps. And there you go. So that's Tom's strength. Tom, what is Michelle's strength?
Oh yeah, Michelle's strength is when she sets a goal, she reaches that goal, and she's very diligent in organizing, keeping us on point, and she's just super hardworking, as you can imagine, being a mother of 4 kids and really taking the lead on all of this real estate investing. She's just been remarkable. So yeah, she's like I call her the CEO of this business, because she just handles everything. So it's pretty
I
awesome.
love it. It sounds like you guys complement each other's skills pretty well. All right, moving on. And this one is habits. Habits are the foundation of our life. So if you could point to one habit that you feel has contributed the most to your overall health, well-being, and success, what would that habit be?
Just one. I don't. I think that goal setting is just huge. We write our goals down. We discuss them together. We keep them in the forefront of our minds, and we're gonna reach them, like Tom said. So.
Yeah, and just keeping a positive mindset, because there's always going to be challenges, and they seem horrible right away, but a lot of times there's a really good outcome depending on how you react to those challenges. So just staying positive through it is important.
Nice. I love it. All right. And now we're on to the last question. I know you guys, you've given a lot of good pieces of advice for people out there looking to house hack. Maybe they have a family, no more excuses. So I'm sure people want to reach out and say hi. What is the best way for them to do that?
Okay. So I'm kind of shy about being on podcasts and social media and all that. And I have to give a shout out to friends, Jennifer Beatles and Sarah Weaver at
Nice.
Addicted ROI. And they've definitely pulled me out of my comfort zone many times. But anyway, the answer to your question, we do have an Instagram page that we share our journey with, just in hopes to inspire people maybe to do this. If they're thinking they can't, they can see that they can. And that's at Life by Design Family. And that's also our email, lifebydesignfamily@gmail.com. So please say hi. We love hearing from everybody. So
perfect. And I do have to say, you guys crush it on this podcast. So, nicely done.
Thanks.
So if anybody wants to reach out to Michelle and Tom, you just heard the email. I will also put the URL in the show notes. So if you see the little more in the description, click that bad boy. It'll pop down the full description, and in there you can find their URL. Click through and say hi. So Michelle, Tom, thank you guys very much for showing up today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. For everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason that we do this. So we appreciate having here. As always, if you guys have any questions, reach out to me at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started, or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day, an even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.